According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the average American family throws away nearly $1,500 worth of food every single year, not spoiled, not expired, just forgotten. According to Edmunds, the average new car payment hit $772 per month in late 2025. That's over $9,000 a year for something that loses value every day you own it. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the average American spends over $1,500 a year on coffee and snacks away from home, small purchases that feel invisible but add up aggressively. And according to Lending Club's 2024 report, nearly 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including a shocking number of high earners. These numbers represent the gap between how most people handle money and how people who actually build wealth handle money. The difference isn't dramatic lifestyle changes. The difference is a collection of boring, unsexy, unglamorous habits that compound over time into serious financial results. Hey, I'm Brian, and I spend way too much time thinking about how everyday decisions quietly drain or build your financial life. And if you spend 5 minutes on social media, you'd think building wealth is about trading crypto at the right time, flipping businesses, or finding the next side hustle that prints money overnight. It's all fast, it's flashy, it's mostly fiction. Real wealth looks repetitive, predictable, almost embarrassingly simple. So, in this video, I'm walking you through 10 unsexy habits that save me serious money, and none of them are exciting. If you think clearly about money, hit subscribe. Think of it as peer review, probably the highest return on time you'll get today. Habit 1. Drive a car that's slightly embarrassing. According to Edmunds' 2025 data, the average new car loses roughly 20% of its value in the first year and up to 60% within 5 years. That's not a purchase. That's a controlled financial leak. Let's do the math. The average new car payment is about $772 a month. Compare that to driving a reliable used Toyota or Honda with no payment. Maybe you spend $1,000 a year on maintenance. That's roughly $8,000 saved annually. Invest that $8,000 at an 8% return for 25 years, and you're looking at roughly $580,000. The math is uncomfortable but undeniable. Psychologically, this works because it removes a status game you were never going to win. Cars are one of the most visible forms of consumption, which is exactly why they're so financially destructive. And yes, it's awkward. Your friends upgrade, your coworkers notice. You pull up in something that doesn't match your income. That's the point. Looking rich costs money. Being rich keeps it. Habit 2. Eat the same meals on rotation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that food spending is one of the most variable and most wasteful categories in the average budget. When you constantly chase variety, you overbuy. Ingredients go unused. Food expires. Now compare two approaches. One person improvises meals every week, spending maybe $150 weekly. Another rotates 5 to 7 consistent meals and spends closer to $100. That's a $50 weekly difference, about $2,600 a year. Invested at 8% over 25 years, that becomes roughly $200,000. This habit works because it reduces decision fatigue. You're not negotiating with yourself in a grocery aisle or defaulting to expensive convenience. It's boring, it's repetitive, it's unglamorous. And socially, it can feel restrictive. People equate variety with enjoyment, even when it's quietly draining their finances. But discipline removes friction. Variety entertains you. Consistency builds you. If you're new here and just subscribed, comment your name below. I read every comment and shout out new subscribers in my next video. I do appreciate you joining me on this finance journey. Habit 3. Eat everything you buy before buying more. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, Americans waste between 30 and 40% of their food supply. For a typical family, that's around $1,500 annually. The issue isn't income, it's behavior. You buy groceries, then order takeout. You forget what's in the fridge. You shop again. Now compare outcomes, wasting $1,500 a year versus tightening your system and reducing that waste to near zero. That's $1,500 saved annually. Invest that at 8% over 25 years, and you're looking at roughly $115,000. This works because it forces awareness. You stop treating food like an unlimited resource and start treating it like inventory. And yes, it's inconvenient. It means eating leftovers. It means saying no to impulse dining. The objection is always the same. I don't want to feel restricted. But you're already restricted, you just don't see it because it's disguised as convenience. Waste feels normal. Efficiency feels uncomfortable. Habit 4. Make your coffee at home. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American spends over $1,500 annually on coffee and snacks away from home. And brands like Starbucks have built entire business models on that daily habit. Let's break it down. A $5 coffee, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, that's $1,250. Make that same coffee at home for maybe 50 cents per cup, and you're spending around $125 annually. That's over $1,100 saved. Invested at 8% over 25 years, that becomes roughly $90,000. This habit works because it attacks automation. Coffee isn't a decision, it's a reflex. And reflex spending is the most dangerous kind. It's also socially visible. Walking into Starbucks feels normal. Not going feels like you're missing out. But you're not missing out. You're opting out. Convenience drains your wallet. Friction protects it. Habit 5. Bring your own food everywhere. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American spends between $12 and $18 per meal eating out for lunch. Meanwhile, a home-prepared meal typically costs between $3 and $5. Let's run it. If you buy lunch 5 days a week at $15, that's $75 weekly, or about $3,750 annually. Bring your own food at $5 per meal, and you're spending roughly $1,250. That's a $2,500 gap. Invest that at an 8% return over 25 years, and it grows to roughly $190,000. This works because it eliminates convenience premiums. You're not paying for the food, you're paying for time, packaging, and impulse. And yes, it's socially awkward. Coworkers go out. Friends suggest quick bites. You open a container you packed at home. It doesn't feel impressive. But neither does being broke at 50. Convenience feels rich. Preparation makes you rich. Habit 6. Shop in person instead of online. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that online shoppers spend between 15 and 30% more than in-store shoppers on equivalent purchases. Why? Because friction disappears. No walking, no waiting, no second thoughts. Now imagine you spend $10,000 a year on general shopping, clothes, household items, random purchases from Amazon. Overspending by even 20% means $2,000 lost to convenience. Cut that by simply shopping in person more intentionally, and you save that $2,000 annually. Invested at 8% over 25 years, that becomes roughly $150,000. The psychology here is simple. Online shopping removes pain. And when you remove the pain of paying, spending increases. Clicking doesn't feel like spending. Swiping doesn't feel like spending. Standing in a store, holding an item, and deciding not to buy it, that's friction. That's awareness. And yes, it's less convenient. It takes time. It feels outdated. But convenience is expensive by design. Effort filters your decisions. Ease inflates them. Habit 7. Pick a wardrobe and stop buying clothes. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American spends around $1,800 annually on clothing. Much of it is rarely worn. Closets are full, yet people keep buying. Now imagine you cut that spending in half by building a simple, consistent wardrobe, neutral pieces, repeat combinations, fewer decisions. That's $900 saved annually. Invested at 8% over 25 years, that grows to roughly $70,000. This habit works because it removes identity spending. Most clothing purchases aren't about need, they're about signaling. You're buying a version of yourself. And socially, this one hits hard. People notice repetition. Outfits show up again. It feels like you're not keeping up. The objection is always the same. I want to express myself. But expression doesn't have to be expensive or constant. Style is stable. Consumption is not. Looking different costs money. Being consistent builds it. Habit 8. Pay yourself first, no exceptions. According to a 2024 Federal Reserve report, nearly 40% of Americans would struggle to cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing. Not because they don't earn enough, but because saving is treated as optional. Here's the shift. Instead of saving what's left after spending, you save first and spend what's left. If you consistently set aside $500 a month, that's $6,000 annually. Compare that to saving nothing, which is the default for most people. Invest $6,000 annually at 8% over 25 years, and you're looking at roughly $460,000. The math is uncomfortable but undeniable. This works because it flips the system. Spending expands to fill whatever is available, always. So you reduce what's available. And yes, it feels restrictive. It feels like you're limiting your lifestyle up front. The objection is always the same. I'll save when I have more. You won't. Scarcity creates discipline. Abundance without structure creates waste. Spending reacts. Saving decides. Habit 9. Live 2 years behind your income. According to a 2023 Lending Club report, 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000 per year still report living paycheck to paycheck. Income isn't the problem. Timing is. Most people upgrade their lifestyle as soon as their income increases. New salary, new car, promotion, bigger apartment. Now flip it. You get a raise, but you delay upgrading your lifestyle by 2 years. If your income increases by $20,000 and you don't inflate your spending, that's $20,000 saved annually. Invest that at 8% over 25 years, and it becomes roughly $1,500,000. This habit works because it breaks lifestyle creep, the silent wealth killer. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Your peers upgrade immediately. You don't. You look like you're standing still. But you're not. You're building margin. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is where wealth lives. Upgrades impress others. Restraint builds freedom. Habit 10. Have a hobby that makes money. According to research cited in the National Study of Millionaires by Ramsey Solutions, around 65% of self-made millionaires have at least 3 income streams. Not because they need to, but because they build them early. Now, this doesn't mean launching a startup. It means something simple: freelancing, selling digital products, tutoring, even flipping items on platforms like eBay. If your hobby generates just $500 a month, that's $6,000 annually. Invested at 8% over 25 years, that becomes roughly $460,000. This works because it shifts your identity. You're no longer just a consumer, you're a producer. And yes, it's tiring. After work, you'd rather relax. It's easier to scroll than to create. But creation compounds. Consumption drains. Extra income accelerates everything. Earning expands you. Spending traps you. According to the 2023 Ramsey Solutions National Study of Millionaires, the majority of millionaires didn't build wealth through inheritance or high-risk bets. They did it through consistent, disciplined behavior over time. Now, let's bring this together. Driving an older car instead of financing new, save around $8,000 annually. Eating on rotation, save roughly $2,600. Eliminating food waste, about $1,500. Making coffee at home, over $1,100. Bringing your own meals, about $2,500. Shopping in person, around $2,000. Reducing clothing spending, $900. Paying yourself first, $6,000. Living below your income, $20,000. Adding a small income stream, $6,000. That's roughly $50,000 in annual financial impact. Even if you cut that in half to be conservative, you're still looking at $25,000 per year. Invested at an 8% return over 25 years, $25,000 annually becomes approximately $1,900,000. That's the power of unsexy, boring, unglamorous habits. In year 1, it feels like sacrifice. In year 10, it feels like control. In year 25, it looks like freedom. Most people optimize for appearance: nice car, new clothes, convenience everywhere. But appearance is rented. Wealth is owned. One looks good today. The other changes your entire future. Choose carefully. Stay boring, stay unsexy, stay consistent. Your future self will thank you.